Bitcoin is right now trading in one of the most important consolidation phases out there. And yes, recently we got a big drop on the market due to worldwide tensions heating up between Iran and Israel and many other big nations. And actually, I want to be discussing what this means for all markets, because now there is apparently a lot of fear in the market that indeed Bitcoin and that indeed other assets are likely going to get hurt due to this potential World War III scenario. But actually, always whenever this happens, it is usually not the time to be exiting the market. So I'm going to be talking about that exactly on today's update video. I will talk about this very important consolidation phase and how I am exactly going to be trading this consolidation period in the market right now. I'm going to be talking about the big liquidity piling up above us right now. And of course, many other important charts on Bitcoin that are telling us a very interesting story about what is currently exactly playing out in this market. And of course, more importantly, the global liquidity is clearly showing us the direction we are most likely heading towards next year. So make sure to prepare accordingly right now here. I've got a lot of important things to discuss on today's update video. So don't forget to once again slap up that like button back above 1,000 likes. It will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards today's update video. So right now, Bitcoin is in this consolidation phase. And in the videos I discussed it also before, while we were still sitting on the top side of the range, I was looking exactly at this consolidation range for Bitcoin. And you can clearly see it. We have bounced multiple times from the lows. We've got rejected multiple times from the top side. You can see actually the most important resistance on the top side is going to be that 110,000 US dollar level. And yes, let's say Bitcoin is going to be seeing another push towards the upside. This is the resistance, in my opinion, to be breaking above of. But if we're, of course, looking at this consolidation phase, really on how I will be approaching Bitcoin right now here is that, of course, on the lower side, it makes sense to be actually buying Bitcoin. And of course, I will take it as a trade from the lower side to the top side, where I will be distributing once again here, because I do think we could be in this consolidation phase for ever so slightly longer. But if Bitcoin is really going to start breaking below the support box, and then more importantly also break below this very key important box here on the market, and then more importantly, if we are really going to be breaking below this green box right here, then I really think we are most likely going to be heading a little bit lower. And then, of course, my next realistic target for Bitcoin is going to be 97,000 US dollars. So those are the levels I'm currently looking at. This is a very normal way on how to trade Bitcoin. This is the best way to do also, because here you can identify clearly the majority of the support lays in the market. If we break below that level, we're just most likely going to come back towards the previous high in the market. So yeah, that is exactly the biggest support levels I'm currently looking at. And obviously, if I'm also looking at the liquidity heat map, we are seeing that we already grabbed the lower side of liquidity out of the market, and now there's a lot of liquidity piling up above us, sitting around 111,000 US dollars, which is most likely going to get squeezed out next year. So a lot of liquidity is being piled up above us, and most certainly we are going to grab that next year. At the same time, the funding rates remain to be negative on Bitcoin, but also on most of the altcoins out there, which means that the majority of the traders in the market are trading short and are not convinced of a strong bounce back towards the upside. Most people just think the market is apparently going to come down even further. But what we have learned from all the previous data is whenever funding rates are usually negative, it is a great time to be accumulating. And yesterday also, BlackRock bought another 240 million US dollars worth of Bitcoin. Unfortunately, we didn't saw them buy Ethereum again here, so we had a big streak ongoing on ETH, but unfortunately, it came towards an end right now here. So still, there's been a lot of accumulation from Ethereum right now here, like you can see over here. In the last period, and especially the last month, we have seen very strong accumulation on ETH, especially from BlackRock, so they probably do know something we don't here. So interesting to see that. And personally, I am still betting heavily on a big expansion phase on Ethereum. So right now here on Bitcoin on the daily time frame, we are seeing that we're creating a symmetrical triangle. Bitcoin creating an upper sloping support line, downward sloping resistance line. Basically what we're creating right now is a new consolidation phase, which is about to be breaking out anytime soon here. We're also seeing that on the daily EMA, we are exactly still bouncing from off this level. And like I discussed on many videos before here, as soon as we're going to be breaking below this daily EMA, and especially when we're going to be flipping it bearish, that is of course the point where we should start to say, okay, now it is most likely a big reversal to be coming in the market. But for now on, at least that is not the case yet so far for Bitcoin. I mean, clearly we are seeing a slowdown in the move towards the upside, but that is all more than normal after seeing from the low to the high about a 50% rally towards the upside. upside, it is just all more than normal to see somewhat of a consolidation before going to go in towards the next expansion phase. And if I'm also looking at the M2 money supply here, I mean, yeah, we are seeing that Bitcoin is still following the exact path of the global money supply here. But ultimately, we are lagging behind ever so slightly right now here. I mean, for a fact, we know that the Eurozone, China, and of course the United States of America are printing loads and loads of money most recently. And ultimately, the more money is going to get printed, the higher asset prices are going. And I mean, we are right now seeing gold absolutely expand towards new all-time highs in a very rapid pace here. And I've seen many tweets from other people here saying that whenever gold is going to be topping out, is when Bitcoin is going to start rising. So gold is right now still a very attractive asset. Of course, whenever we're going to be creating somewhat of a peak in the market on gold, it is most likely going to be great for Bitcoin, because then the more money is going to be moving back to Bitcoin once again here. So yeah, we have seen gold and Bitcoin move with each other towards the upside. But of course, back here in November, it was gold that was dropping and Bitcoin that was rising. And after that, of course, we saw gold once again rise, Bitcoin drop again here. So these things, they don't necessarily always move in the exact same manner. So if gold is potentially going to be topping out, it would ultimately be very bullish for Bitcoin. But so far right now, gold remains to be very attractive. And yeah, we're literally about to set once again a new all-time high on gold here. So interesting chart, interesting things we're seeing over there here. But guys, if you right now want to be starting to get trading and get an insane deposit bonus right now on the BTCC exchange here, guys, you can get an insane 10% bonus on your first time deposit. So let's say you deposit $1,000 on your first deposit on the BTCC exchange, you will get a free $100 US. Let's say you deposit $10,000, you will get a free $1,000 US additional rewarded towards your account here. So guys, if you're interested in that, check it out in the link description of today's video. If you go to the highest link description of today's video and sign up an account using that link here, you will be eligible for this insane deposit bonus. So yeah, make sure to check that out in the link description of today's video, because it's definitely one of the more valuable deposit bonuses that currently is on the market. So yeah, it's a very easy and friendly exchange to be using. You can see all tutorials also here on the website. I will leave in the link description of today's video. But yeah, make sure to check it out and claim your insane deposit bonus. Further on, I want to be discussing some more Ethereum price action. I mean, yesterday we did have a very strong bounce here on the Bitcoin chart, also on the ETH chart, but of course it remains to be that Ethereum has been a little bit more weaker than Bitcoin most recently. And yeah, we're basically still in this consolidation phase right here. Maybe we should be approaching it a little bit more differently right now here. I mean, yeah, clearly we're right now creating somewhat of an upward sloping resistance line and a horizontal support line on the lower side. So yeah, we're still in this consolidation phase here, still getting rejected every single time along the way up. And yeah, on the weekly time frame, you can just clearly see that we have just not managed to be breaking above $2,600 US so far here. And whenever we're going to be seeing that breakout getting confirmed above that level, that is going to be the real big confirmation. We're going to be going higher. But so far, we have not seen that confirmation yet so far. And really, whenever we're going to be seeing whenever we clear that level right here, I mean, all we're doing right now here is clearing a lot of sell orders. And like I said on many videos before as well here, there's been a lot of accumulation. So the floor is really getting built up right now here. So ultimately, there's going to be a point that the sell pressure is going to be running out. And then ETH is going to be having a big rally towards the upside. And yes, I've been discussing these charts many times before on the channel. And yeah, really, we are right now seeing on basically all of the charts right now here that ETH is going to be overtaking Bitcoin for the coming period in the market. And I am personally betting very heavily on that as well here. I mean, the ETH compared to Bitcoin valuation is, of course, still very low here. I mean, on the daily time frame, we were first of all seeing a breakout of that symmetrical triangle, but yeah, we broke back in towards this symmetrical triangle again here. Maybe we should be approaching it like an ascending triangle, but still Bitcoin is creating a consolidation phase that most likely is just going to be seeing another push higher. I mean, after the major move towards the downside, we for the first time seeing a strong bounce and actually hold the price action also over here. And if we can start to see another breakout, we could get a very similar gold-like candle on ETH once again here. So that is where I'm betting very heavily on right now here. But anyways, there's not a lot of stuff happening outside of that here. Bitcoin is still consolidating. We are still seeing that basically, there's once again a lot of war headlines going on here. And historically, this usually means the market is going to be bottoming. Because yes, whenever there's so much fear in the market and so much uncertainty, it usually is a great time to be buying, and usually those periods tend to be marking the bottom. So yeah, very interesting on what is playing out right now here. Hopefully there's just going to be no war, because war is ultimately bad for everything. That was it for me in today's update video. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, slap on that like button, and see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.